Welcome to Flat Broke, Episode 3. You handed over $100. You got about $50 worth of life back. That's not a feeling, that's math. In 1971, the average American family spent $3,500 a year on groceries. Today, that same basket costs over $12,000. That's not prices going up, that's your money going down. And nobody, not your school, not your bank, not your government, ever sat you down and explained why. So let's do that now. In the next 9 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. 1, what inflation actually is and what it isn't. 2, who benefits from it, because someone always does. 3, what the people who understand this do differently with their money. This isn't investment advice. This is the explanation you should have gotten at 17. Part 1, what inflation actually is. Most people think inflation is prices going up. That's not wrong, but it's not the full picture. Inflation is the purchasing power of your money going down. Here's the difference. When the price of bread goes from $2 to $3, you notice it. What you don't notice is that the dollar in your wallet just quietly became worth less. Not worth less, worth less. On August 15, 1971, President Nixon announced that the United States was ending the gold standard. Before that date, every dollar in circulation was backed by a fixed amount of gold. After that date, it was backed by trust. Trust in the government, trust in the system, trust that the number printed on the paper means something. Since 1971, the US dollar has lost approximately 86% of its purchasing power. That means if you had $100 in 1971 and you kept it in a drawer, it would buy you what $14 buys today. You didn't spend it, you didn't lose it, you just held it, and it evaporated. Now here's the part nobody tells you. Inflation isn't a bug, it's a feature. When a government spends more than it collects in taxes, which the US has done almost every single year since 1971, it borrows the difference. And sometimes it creates new money to cover that gap. More money in circulation, same amount of stuff to buy. What happens to price when demand goes up and supply stays the same? You already know the answer. Part 2, who benefits? So, if your money is losing value, whose money is gaining it? Let me show you how this works. Person A has $100,000 in cash savings. Inflation runs at 7%. After 1 year, that $100,000 buys what $93,000 used to. Person A lost $7,000 in real terms, without spending a dollar, without making a single bad decision. Person B borrowed $100,000 to buy an asset. Inflation runs at 7%. After 1 year, that asset is worth $107,000. Person B's debt is still $100,000. Person B made $7,000 in real terms. Same economy, same inflation rate, opposite results. This is not a secret. This is how wealth is transferred without anyone signing anything. The top 10% of households in America own approximately 89% of all stocks and 64% of all real estate. The bottom 50% own mostly cash and debt. Inflation hits cash holders hardest. Asset holders, inflation is their friend. Now let's talk about your savings account. The national average interest rate on a regular savings account is approximately 0.41%. Inflation over the past 5 years has averaged between 4 and 9%. You are being paid 0.41% to lose 4 to 9% a year. Your bank is not doing you a favor. Your bank is doing itself a favor. It takes your deposit, lends it out at 7, 8, 10, sometimes 20%, and hands you back 37 cents on $1,000 every year. And the system is designed so that the alternative feels complicated, risky, or out of reach. It isn't. Part 3, what they do differently. They don't panic. They don't get rich overnight. They shift. Here are 4 shifts that don't require wealth to start. Shift 1. They stop holding more cash than they need. Cash is a tool, not a storage unit. You need enough to cover your expenses and your emergency buffer. That's it. Shift 2. They understand what a credit union is. Credit unions are not-for-profit institutions. They return profits to members as better interest rates. The average 4-year CD at a credit union pays 2.86%. A bank pays 1.95%. Same money, different destination. Shift 3. They know what gold and silver actually are. Not an investment, not speculation, a store of value. Gold was $35 an ounce in 1971. Today, it's over $3,000. That's not gold going up, that's the dollar going down. Silver is more accessible. An ounce of silver today is approximately $30 to $35. That's not a retirement plan. That's a hedge, a small physical anchor against the invisible erosion of paper money.
Shift 4. They know which assets inflate with inflation. Real estate, commodities, productive land, a business with pricing power. These aren't for the wealthy. They're for anyone who understands the game well enough to stop playing it the wrong way. You don't need $100,000. You need to understand the principle. 1 ounce of silver, a credit union account, a commodity ETF you can start with $50. These aren't investment tips. These are tools that exist because the people who benefit from your financial confusion have been using them for decades.
Here's what I want you to hold on to. You didn't make your money worth less. A decision made in 1971, before most of us were born, set this system in motion. You are not behind because you were careless. You are behind because you were never told the rules. The people who are ahead, they either inherited that knowledge or they went and found it. You just found some of it. In video 1, we talked about how the system keeps you financially illiterate on purpose. In video 2, we talked about the paycheck-to-paycheck trap and the 1% buffer. This video was about the invisible tax that runs in the background of every decision you make. The next video is about debt, specifically the one number on your credit report that your bank monitors more closely than you do, and what happens when you finally understand what it's measuring. If you want that one, you know what to do. No course, no product, no upsell. Just the next piece of the picture. I'm the Financial Crisis Architect, and this is Flat Broke. Subscribe if you want to learn what the educational system never taught you, and share this video with someone that needs to hear it. Until then, stay positive, and I'll see you on Tuesday.